Hi everyone, this is Miracles Are Me Crochet, and this is Milagro. So today we're going to begin to work on Herrschner's Sweetpea Baby Blankie. Herrschner's has this classified as an easy pattern. I would say it's not for very new beginners, but people who are beginners that want something a little more challenging. And with the help of this video, I think you'll be okay. So this pattern utilizes Herrschner's baby yarn. So Herrschner's baby yarn is a category 3 lightweight machine dry wash flat yarn. So this pattern I'm doing is in the colorway Dream, and then in the colorway Baby Blue. Okay, in this pattern you'll be doing chains, single crochets, double crochets, and a cluster, which may be a new stitch for some, but it's not very difficult. Some people also call the cluster double crochet 3 together. So that's the same stitch. It's just some people say double crochet 3 together, some people say cluster, but it's the same stitch. And then it also utilizes a small shell. So the other thing about this pattern is that, which I always love, you don't have to weave in a lot of ends because you're going to carry up the yarns along the side. The other thing I want to say, which I hope Herrschner's is listening, I love their Easy Start tabs that they use, but unfortunately the baby yarn doesn't have those Easy Start tabs that are on some of their other Herrschner's branded yarn. So I wish at some point Herrschner's would incorporate that yarn. Okay, so let's begin. First we're going to start with our color A, which is our Dream, which is the darker blue. And you're going to begin by chaining 123 chains. Now I always pop the tab whenever they don't have this pull start, because I just hate digging looking for the yarn. I know some people would dig, but I have better success when I do it this other way. So let's make our slip knot, and we're going to chain 132. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And you're going to continue chaining until you have 132 chains on your hook. Okay, so I have 132 chains on my hook. So this pattern is a 4-row repeat. So we'll do the foundation row, which is row 1, and then you're going to do a 4-row repeat. Rows 2, 3, 4, and 5 just repeat until you get the length of 72 rows completed. Okay, so to begin, we'll go nice and slow. You're going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So we're going to flip our yarn over so we can see our back humps. And here is, I'm gonna move this out the way so you can see a little better. Here is my first hump. Okay, so I'm not going to go there. I'm going to go into that next hump. Sorry, that's my baby pickle. And yarn over and pull through both loops. Okay, and then we're going to chain 1. So there's our chain 1. Picky, stop. Then we're going to single crochet in the very next chain. So here's our very next chain. We're going to single crochet, yarn over, pull through both loops. So there's our single crochet. Then we're going to chain 1. Now we're going to skip the next 3 chains. So here's 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to skip those 3. We're going to double crochet in the next chain. Chain 1, double crochet. And all in that same stitch, we're going to do that a total of 4 times. So again, we're going to double crochet in that very same stitch. Chain 1, double crochet. Now in that very same stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And then one more set in that very same stitch, double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. All right, so you should be looking like that so far. Okay, now you're going to chain 1. So there's my chain 1. We're going to skip the next 3 chains. Make sure you get that very first chain, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to skip those chains. And then we're going to single crochet in the next, chain 1, skip the next 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to double crochet. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3. There we go. I have to check. Double crochet. Sorry. There we go. I got it. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Double crochet in the same stitch, chain 1, double crochet. Same stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And then one more time in the same stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Let me pull my yarn. Then we're going to chain 1 and skip the next 3. Make sure you get that very first chain, that you skip that very first chain. So there's 1, 2, 3. So that very first chain is going to sit right up under there. You got to make sure you don't miss that. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And this is going to be our repeat. So again, you're going to, after you skip those first 3 chains, you're going to single crochet in that very next chain. Chain 1, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to do your double crochet shell. Chain, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, pickle, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Let's see, I think I lost count, so that's 1, 2, 3. So I need one more set. Double crochet in that same stitch, chain 1, double crochet. and then you're going to chain 1, skip the next 3, and then you'll do that same set sequence all the way until you get to the last single crochet. All right, so we'll meet again when we get towards the end. Okay, so now I have reached the end of row 1 of these, whatever you want to call them, fans, clusters. You should have 16 in total. So you want to count them out. If you've got 16, then you're on your way to success. Okay? So for the very last stitch, we're going to put a single crochet in the last stitch of your chains. But we're going to add on our next color, which is our baby blue. So we're going to go to the very last chain, yarn over. We got 2 loops on our hook. We're going to add on our baby blue and pull through. So now we have officially completed row 1. So to begin row 2, we're going to chain 3. So here's our chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to turn our work. All right. So we're going to skip our first chain 1 space. So if you remember, after we did a double crochet, we chained 1. So we're going to, which that would be, this is my chain 1 right here. So we're going to skip that first chain 1 space, and we're going to cluster in the next chain 1 space. So for us to do our cluster, we're going to go, here's our double crochet, we're going to go right in here, and we're going to cluster. So that's 1, 2, and that's 3, and pull through all. And there's our cluster. So let me show you guys how to do that again, okay? So to make that cluster, we're going to go in this chain 1 space. You have your double crochet, chain 1 double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, go into that chain 1 space, pull through 2, yarn over, go in that chain 1 space, pull through 2, yarn over, go in that chain 1 space, pull through 2. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4 loops on your hook. Pull through all 4. And there's your cluster. Okay? All right, I'm going kind of slow. So next you're going to chain 1. And there's your chain 1. Next you're going to single crochet in the next chain 1 space and chain 1. And you're going to do that twice. So you're going to, where's your next chain one space? So if you remember, you did 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, chain 1. So here's your next chain 1 space. Single crochet, chain 1. Now we're going to find our next chain 1 space. Here's our double crochet, chain 1 space. Single crochet, chain 1 space. Okay? Then we're going to do the same cluster in that next chain 1 space. So first let's find our next chain 1 space. Here's our double crochet, chain 1 space. So we're going to do our same cluster. I'll do it slow. Sorry. You're going to yarn over, go in that chain 1 space. You'll have 3 on your hook. Yarn over 2. There you go. You pull through 2. You got 2 on your hook. Yarn over, go in that chain 1 space, pull through 2. Yarn over, go in that chain 1 space, pull through 2. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4 loops on your hook. Pull through all 4, and you have made your cluster. All right, so that's how you should be looking. All right, next you're going to chain 3. So here's 1, 2, and number 3. Okay, so we have our chain 3 on our hook. So next we're going to skip this chain 1, this single crochet, and this chain 1. So I'm going to show you again. You're going to skip. This is your chain 1, that's your double crochet, and you're going to skip this second chain 1. And you're going to repeat, and this will be your repeat until you get to the end of this row. You're going to repeat your previous stitches. So you're going to cluster in this single crochet right here. So yarn over, pull through 2. In the same stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. You'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 loops on your hook. Pull through all 4. So now you've just made another cluster. All right. And then we're going to chain 1. And then we're going to single crochet in the next chain 1 space. So here's your double crochet, here's your second double crochet, here's your chain 1 space. So we're going to single crochet in that chain 1 space. Then we're going to single crochet, and we're going to find our next chain 1 space. So here's our double crochet, here's our chain 1 space. So we're going to single crochet in our chain 1 space and chain 1. And then we're going to make our next cluster. So let's find our next chain 1 space where our cluster will go. Here's our double crochet, and here is my chain 1 space. So let's yarn over. Let's go in that chain 1 space, pull through 2. Yarn over, go in that chain 1 space, pull through 2. Yarn over, go in that chain 1 space, pull through 2. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over, pull through all 4 loops. All right, and that's the pattern we're going to continue until we get to the end of this row. So let's do that one more time, and then you can finish it out on your own. So we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to skip our single crochet. Our chain 1 space right here. Our single crochet is going to be skipped, and our chain 1 space is going to be skipped. We're going to find our next chain 1 space, which here's our double crochet, and here's our first chain 1 space. So we're going to cluster in that chain 1 space. So let's do our next cluster right here. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 loops on our hook. Pull through all 4. We're going to chain 1. We're going to find our single crochet. So here's our double, here's our double, here's our chain 1 space to single crochet. Let's do it. Single crochet, chain 1. We're going to find our next chain 1 space. So here's our double, here's our second double, and here is our chain 1 space. Single crochet, chain 1. Now we're going to do another cluster. We're going to find our chain 1 space. Here's our double, here's our second double, right here is our chain 1 space. So let's yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Pull through all 4, and then we do our 1, chain 2, and chain 3. Okay, so you're going to continue with this pattern all the way until you get to the end of row 2, and then we will end out row 2 together. So as you can see, each of your previous clusters or fans or whatever you want to call them, they should have a cluster and another cluster. Cluster at the beginning, cluster at the end. And then your chain 1 single crochet, chain 1 single crochet in that middle. Okay? And you're going to continue to do that all the way through. And you're going to complete the last, this will be number 16, and then we'll meet right after that. All right? Okay, happy crocheting, see you soon. So I have reached the end of my row 2. So I have my cluster, chain 1 single crochet, chain 1 single crochet, chain 1, and my cluster. Now I have my chain 1, 2, 3 on my hook. All right. So now I'm going to place a double crochet into the last stitch. And how do I know where my last stitch is? So if you remember from the beginning, you did a chain 1 here. So let me grab my little pencil, sorry. You did a chain 1, which is here. Okay, and then you did a single crochet, another chain 1 is here, and then your single crochet. So you're going to put your double crochet right here into that single crochet. So here's my single crochet, here's my chain 1, and here is my single crochet. So I'm going to put a double crochet right into that stitch. Easy peasy. All right, so there you go. So now we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to turn to begin row 3. All right, sorry, I'm getting... So we still have our, what is this, baby blue? We still have our baby blue on our hook. I'm pulling some yarn out. And let me get myself a little bit better situated. Let's get this color out the way. There we go. All right. So we got our chain 4 on our hook right here. So we're going to double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the same stitch as the chain 4. So we're going to do a double crochet right in that same stitch. Here's our same stitch. Double crochet, chain 1, and another double crochet. There we go. So you should be looking like that. Now we're going to chain 1. Bing. There's your chain 1. You're going to single crochet in the chain 1 space between the single crochets. So let's find our chain 1 space between the single crochets. So here's our chain 3, here's our cluster, and here is our single crochet chain space. So here's our, here's our chain space to single crochet, and we're going to single crochet in that chain 1 space. I'm sorry, we did it wrong. Beep, 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 back up. So we're going to go, let me do that again. I'm very sorry. So we're going to, here's our chain 3, and we need to single crochet between the chain, single crochet in the chain 1 space between the single crochet. So here's our chain 3. Here's our cluster. Here's our chain 1. But we need to go in between the single crochet. So here's our single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. So we need to go right in here. So right in between these chain 1 spaces. There we go. Now we're on the right path. Okay? And then we're going to chain 1. And then we're going to double crochet, chain 1, double crochet 4 times in the next chain 3 space. So let's find our chain 3 space. So here's our single crochet, and then we have a chain 1, and then our cluster, and here is our chain 3 space. So we need to double crochet right in this chain 3 space. There's our double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. That's 1, chain 1, double crochet. That's 2, chain 1, double crochet. That's 3, chain 1, double crochet, and that is 4. So there we go. All right. And then we're going to chain 1. All right, so let's count this out to be sure we're all on the same page. So you should have, in that chain 3 space, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochets. Okay? 5 double crochets. And then you're going to, again, find your space, chain 1 space between your single crochets, which here's your cluster. There's a chain 1, here's your single crochet, and there's your chain 1 space in between your single crochets, and we're going to single crochet right in there. And then that's our repeat. So we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to find our chain 3 space, which is right here. We're going to double crochet, and then we're going to chain 1, double crochet. That's 1. Chain 1, double crochet. That's 2. Chain 1, double crochet. That's 3. Chain 1, double crochet. That's 4. And then we're going to chain 1. All right, there we go. So let's do that one more time, because that's our repeat stitch until we get to the end of this row. So let's do that one more time together, and then you're on your own until you get to the end of the row. So we're going to find our chain 1 space in between our single crochets. Here's our cluster. There's our first chain 1 space. Here is our single crochet. So we're going to go right into this chain 1 space, and we're going to do a single crochet. All right. And then we are going to chain 1. Next, we're going to find our chain 3 space. So we know our chain 3 space is between our 2 clusters. So here's our chain 3 space, and we're going to double crochet. Now let's finish out our cluster. Chain 1, double crochet. That's 1. Chain 1, double crochet. That's 2. Chain 1, double crochet. That's 3. Chain 1, double crochet. That's 4. And then we're going to do our chain 1. Okay, so now you're starting to get what I call a keyhole. I would probably call this a keyhole baby blanket, but because it reminds me of keyholes. So you're starting to get that really cute little keyhole pattern. All right, so you're going to finish doing that stitch work until you get to the end. Finish out that last 16th cluster on the end, and then we will meet again to finish out this row. Okay, so I am towards the end of row 3. So at this point, I did my, I'll call it a fan, and I have that chain 1 on my hook. Okay, So now I'm going to go into that that chain one space in the middle of my single crochets. Here's my single crochet, my chain one space. I'm going to put a single crochet and then a chain one. Okay, so now I'm going to end very similar to how I started this row. And how I'm going to do that is in that last chain three space, which is, let me help you find it. So I'm in the middle of my two single crochets. So here's my single crochet, my chain one space that I just added a single crochet in. Okay, here's my next single crochet. Here's my chain one space, and then I have a little cluster here, and right here is my chain three. So that's our goal, to get into that chain three. So I have my chain one on my hook, and I am going to go into this chain three space, and I'm going to simply double crochet. Here we go. Next, I'm going to chain one, still working in that chain three space. I'm going to double crochet, chain one. Now, still working in that chain three space. I'm going to do another double crochet, but I'm going to do a partial because I'm going to join my other color. So I'm going to yarn over and pull through two and hold. I should have two on my hook, two loops on my hook. Now I have my blue sitting here waiting. I didn't fasten off like the pattern said because I just hate having to worry about weaving in all those ends. So I'm just going to carry my yarn up. So to do that, I'm going to bring this yarn and simply bring it up. Now, when you bring up your yarn, do not pull too tight. Don't do like that, because that's going to be a big mistake. You're going to kind of go loosey-goosey. Not so loose that you're like all the way up here trying to, but a nice little give and pull through with your white. With your, I'm sorry, what's this color called? That dream. I said white. Wow. Okay. So you're not going to go too loosey-goosey like that, but you're going to make sure you don't pull too tight. If you pull too tight, this is what's going to happen. And your yarn is just going to, your blanket is just going to bunch up at the end. So a nice little give. Not too tight, but not loose at all. Okay? And now you have finished off your row 3. And you are ready for row 4. Okay, so we have row 3 completed. We have our baby blue yarn dropped, and we have our denim, what is it called? Yeah, dream, I'm sorry, not denim, dream. We have our dream yarn carried up and attached to ready to go. So to begin row 4, we're going to chain 1. And let's turn our work. All right. And then we're going to single crochet in that same stitch. So let me pull this out the way so you can see. So here's that same stitch. We're going to go right into here. So we're going to single crochet into that same stitch. And then we're going to put a single crochet in the next chain 1 space. So right here is our next chain 1 space. So we're going to single crochet. All right. And then we're going to chain 1. Now we're going to, sorry, I got bit by a mosquito, so I'm kind of, ugh. Now we're going to cluster in the chain 1 space. So let's find our chain one space, which is right here. So we're going to put a cluster. 1, 2, and 3. And then pull through. And then we're going to chain 3. All right. So next we're going to skip the next chain one space, single crochet, chain one space, and we're going to cluster in the next single crochet, which will be right here in between those double crochets. So let's put our cluster. Pull through. And we're going to chain 1 after that cluster. Now we're going to single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, and then we're going to do another cluster in that next single crochet space. Pull through all, and then you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. So let's do that again. We have our chain 3 on the hook. We're going to skip this chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, and we're going to cluster right here. Let's put our, let's put our cluster right there. 1, 2, 3. Pull through. Chain 1. We're going to single crochet in that next chain 1 space. Chain 1. Then we're going to single crochet in this next chain 1 space, chain 1. Then we're going to cluster in this next chain 1 space. So here's our cluster. And then chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. So that is our repeat. So let's do that one more time, and then you can do it on your own. So we're going to skip chain 1 space, single crochet, and this chain 1 space. And we're going to go into that next chain 1 space. This is right between these 2 double crochets, and we're going to cluster. And then we're going to go into this next chain 1 space. I'm sorry, we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to go into the next chain 1 space, single crochet, chain 1, go into the next chain 1 space, single crochet, chain 1, and then we're going to cluster in that next chain 1 space. 2 and 3. Pull through all 4, and then you're going to do your chain 4. Okay, so that's how you should be looking. Okay, it's not very difficult. So I'm going to ask you to finish off this row, and I'll meet you at the end. I am towards the end of row 4. So I just did a cluster, so I'm going to chain 3 as I did previously. Now, just as I did previously, I'm going to skip this chain 1 space, skip this single crochet, and skip the next chain 1 space, and then I'm going to cluster in the next chain 1 space, which is right here, right there, right in between these these 2 double crochets, okay? So let's put a cluster there, right after this double crochet, right there. 1, 2, 3, pull through all 4. So there's my cluster. Then I'm going to chain 1. There's my chain 1. I'm going to single crochet in the last chain 1 space and single crochet in the 3rd chain of the chain 4. So I'm going to single crochet right here, and then I'm going to single crochet in this space right here. There you go. All right. So we have completed row 4. Now let's begin the last row, which is row 5 of the repeat rows. Remember, rows 2 through 5 are your repeat rows. So we're going to still utilize the same dream color, and we're going to chain 1. And then we're going to turn. There we go. Turn. Let me pull out some yarn. Then we're going to single crochet in that same stitch, just like we did before. So let me pull it back right here. So you can see right here. We're going to go right in there. So we're going to single crochet in that same stitch. All right, right there. Now we're going to chain 1. So here's my chain 1. And then double crochet, chain 1, double crochet 4 times in the next chain 3 space between your clusters. So here's your cluster, there's your other cluster. So you're going to go right here. So you're going to double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. That's 1. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. That's 2. You might have to move it over a little bit. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And then the last set, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Okay, so that's how you're looking. All right. And then you're going to chain 1. Now you're going to single crochet in a chain 1 space between the next 2 single crochets. So let's find the space between your 2 single crochets. So here's your cluster. Here's your chain 1 space. Here's your single crochet. So here's your chain 1 space. So you're going to put a single crochet right in that chain 1 space, and there is your next single crochet. So you know you're in the right space. So you're single crocheting between your single crochet spaces. So here's 1 single crochet, here's the second, and we went right in the middle. Okay? And that's how you do this row. So we're going to repeat it again. We're going to chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet 4 times in this chain 3 space. So that's double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. That's 1. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. That's 2. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. That's 3, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. That's 4. And then we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to put a single crochet in between the 2 single crochets again. So here's my cluster. I got a chain 1, here's the single crochet, the chain 1 space, and the single crochet. So I'm going to put a single crochet right here in between these 2 single crochets. All right, and then you're going to repeat. So we'll do that one more time, and then you complete it on your own to finish out row 5. So you got your chain 1, then you're going to do your double crochet, chain 1, double crochet 4 times in your chain 1, in your chain 3 space. So that's 1. Sorry, my yarn got a little knotty. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. Then I'm going to do my chain 1. And then I'm going to look for my 2 single crochets, which are right here, and put a single crochet right in that chain 1 space in the middle. And there you go. So here's how you should be looking. So you just made another, what I called earlier, little keyhole. Okay? So that's how you should be looking. So you're going to complete out row 5. And then we'll meet at the end of row 5, and then we'll go from there. Okay, now I have reached the end of row 5, so you should have this, I guess you want to call it a fan, in each of those chain 3 spaces. And so I have, this is the last chain 3 space, so I have my fan done, and now I'm going to chain 1. Okay? After I have chained 1, I'm going to put a single crochet in that last stitch. But we're going to carry up our baby blue yarn. So I'm going to look for my last stitch. So here's 1, 2, 3, and here's my last, the 4. And I'm going to put a single crochet right in here. So to end this row, I'm going to yarn over, pull up. I have 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to drop this blue, and I'm going to bring up my, I'm sorry, that's Dream. I'm going to drop that Dream, and I'm going to bring up my baby blue, again, not too tightly, and I'm going to pull that through. And you see it's pulled up, but not very tight. Let me get this other stuff out of the way so you can see. So not very tight. It's pulled up right along the edge, okay? And that completes our row 5. So to finish out your blanket, you're going to repeat rows 2 through 5 for 72 rows. And you're going to end with row 4. Once you do that, don't cut off. I'm not cutting off throughout the entire pattern. I'm just carrying my yarn up. So, again, you're going to repeat rows 2 through 5 for a total of 72 rows. Okay? And then you're going to end with row 4. So once you do that, then we'll meet again and we'll start to work on the edging border. So, happy crocheting. I hope you're enjoying this video so far. See you soon. Okay, so we're going to wrap up this Sweet Pea baby blankie by working the border. So if you remember on my blanket, I ran the yarn up the edges instead of tying off. So with this baby blue, I am going to cut that yarn And I'm going to tie that one off. I'm going to secure it with a small knot right on the end. Just to be sure that I don't have no problems with it unraveling. Okay. It's been a long day for me here, so bear with me. Okay. So, and we'll as we're doing our border, we'll entail that ending. Okay, so over on the other side, I have finished off my body. I am this last row, if you remember, should be row 4 of your blanket. So once you complete that last row 4, you're going to chain 1. Once you chain 1, you're going to turn. Once you turn, you will be on the right side of your blanket. So now I've turned. I'm not going to tie off this, what's the name of this color? Dream. And we're going to start working on the top edge first. So we have our right side facing us. We've done our chain 1 here. So we still have our color A on our hook, and we're not going to tie that off. So to begin, we're going to single crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochet to make our corner, and we're going to put that in the first single crochet. So right here is our first single crochet right here. So we're going to single crochet, chain 3, 1 2 3, sorry, 1 2 3, and then in that same stitch we're going to put 2 double crochets. So that's 1 double crochet, and there's our second double crochet. So we've just made our corner. Okay, and then we're going to small shell in the space right before this cluster. So to make a small shell, we're going to single crochet, chain 3, and a double crochet. So right before, here's our cluster, so right before this cluster, we're going to single crochet, chain 3, so here's our 1 2 and 3, and then a double crochet. All right, so there is our small shell. Now we're going to do another small shell in that chain 3 space. So here's our chain 3 space. So we're going to do another small shell, which we remember is a single crochet, chain 3, and a double crochet. So there is our next small shell. Then we're going to do the same thing in the space right after this next cluster. So single crochet, chain 3, double crochet. There we go. And you're going to continue doing that. So you're going to look for your next cluster, which is right here. Right before that cluster, you're going to go in that space, single crochet, chain 3, double crochet. And then you're going to go into this chain 3 space with that same small shell, single crochet, chain 3, double crochet. And then right after this cluster in that space, you're going to do another small shell, single crochet, chain 3, double crochet. And you're going to continue doing that until you get to the very end. So let's do that repeat one more time. So right before this cluster, you're going to go into this space, single crochet, chain 3, double crochet. Right into this chain 3 space, small shell, so single crochet, chain 3, double crochet. And then right after that cluster, you're going to go in that space, single crochet, chain 3, double crochet. So I'm going to have you continue doing that pattern until you get to the end of this top row, and then we'll meet again. I've come towards the end of the edging for this top row, so I've just put that small shell. Here's the cluster. I've just put that small shell in that cluster. So I have this last single crochet right here of that top row. So in that last single crochet, I'm going to put a single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and 2 double crochets. So here's the 1, and here's the 2. All right, and that'll mark my corner. Okay, so now we're going to start working, going down the first side edge. So I'm going to spin this way. So to go down into the side edge, we're going to again be doing the same small shell. So the single crochet, chain 3, double crochet. So how we're going to do that is going down this edge. In each of the double crochets in your lighter color, you're going to put a shell. And then in the space, so like right here, in between your darker row, you're going to put a shell. So let's do that. So here's our first double crochet row in that row. So we're going to put a single crochet, chain 3, and a double. Now this is the side that I ran my edges on, so I'm going to incorporate that yarn. So that's all you got to do is just bring it into it. So there's my single crochet, chain 3, double crochet. Okay, now for this darker color row, we're going to go right into this space right here and put a small shell. So single crochet, chain 3, double crochet. And that's how you're going to complete your side edge. So let's go over that one more time. So in our lighter color, here's my double crochet. So I'm going to make sure, because I chose to carry my yarn up, I'm going to incorporate this carried up yarn. So right here in that double crochet, I'm going to put a single crochet, chain 3, and a double. And then next double crochet right here, I'm going to make sure I incorporate my carry up yarn, single crochet, chain 3, double crochet. All right, and then in my darker color, I'm going to go into the space right here, and I'm going to incorporate my carry up yarn, single crochet, chain 3, double crochet. So I'm going to do that all the way down until I get to the bottom of this side row, and then we'll meet again. Okay, now this is the first side edge that we've just worked on. So I am at the bottom of that side edge. So now I'm in that last single crochet. I'm going to put a corner. So right in here, I'm going to put single crochet, chain 3, double crochet, and another double crochet. Notice that I've incorporated that starting yarn from when we first started, okay? So now I am going to work on my bottom edge. So I'm going to just, this loose yarn, I'm going to just sit it back and get it out of my way. So for the bottoms, we're still going to be utilizing our small shells. So what we're going to do is in each chain 3 space, we're going to put a small shell. So here's my first chain 3 space. So I got single crochet, chain 3, and a double. Okay. So you can see here's my corner. Here's my first small shell of the bottom row. Now, here is my 5 double crochet, my cluster. So right in that bottom chain below that cluster, so right in here, I'm going to put another small shell. So single crochet, chain 3, double. And then in the next chain 3, which would be right here, small shell, single crochet, chain 3, double, and then here's my next chain 3, so single crochet, chain 3, double, and then right here in the middle of this cluster or fan, I guess you would say, single crochet, chain 3, double. Okay, let's repeat that one more time to make sure you got it with confidence. So here's my next chain 3, so I'm going to put a small shell in here, single crochet, chain 3, double. Here's another chain 3, so I'm going to put small shell here, single crochet, chain 3, double, and then here's my little fan of double crochet. So right in here I am going to put single crochet, chain 3, double. And I'm going to continue doing that all the way down to the end of this row. Okay. Once I get to the corner, I'm going to do the same as before. I'm going to, when I get to that corner single crochet, I'm going to put my corner stitch, which is the single crochet, chain 3, and then 2 double crochets. And then I'm going to work my last side the exact same as I did the previous side. And then when I get to the top, I'll fasten off and weave in my ends, and I'm done my blanket. So go ahead, finish out your blanket, and then we'll meet again. Okay, so here is our completed Sweetheart. I'm sorry, Sweet Pea baby Blankie. And it's a cute little blanket. It's small, but it's very cute. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to make this cute little blanket, which I think will be perfect for like a little stroller or car seat, or a small little blanket just to carry around when you need it. So hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you again for the next tutorial. Happy crocheting.